Hi everybody, it is Q&A Wednesday and I apologize for the late start here. I had some technical difficulties. I actually had a tripod that just broke. So I have my other one up. It's a little different, so I might look a little weird. But I have a really great topic today, so I want to make sure that I get a chance to talk to you about it because, of course, if you've listened to me whatsoever, you know that I am not a fan of diets. However, that being said, there are times where it is completely appropriate to actually diet. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. I am enjoying my summer. I hope you are too. The weather is awesome. I'm totally just, enjoying the heat because, of course, I don't like the cold. So hopefully you are enjoying it as well. Okay, so tonight, really quick, we're going to talk a little bit about when diets are appropriate. Most of the time I talk about how here's my thought process on a diet. A diet is temporary, but so are the results, okay? So keep that in mind that there is a time and a place for that. But if you are someone who is wanting to lose weight or really lean out or get to a point in your life where you are in a healthy lifestyle, a diet is not necessarily going to get you where you want to be. It might get you there, but it's not going to keep you there. And I have to remind people that it is not how quickly you get there, it's how long can you stay there once you get to the point where you're happy with your results. So keep that in mind that, again, a diet is temporary and so are the results. If you want something long-term, now you guys, I'm coming from experience. At my heaviest weight, I was 210 pounds. And guys, I'm not even 5'3" anymore. I've actually lost half an inch, which kind of sucks as you get older. I'll take any height I can get at this point. I call myself vertically challenged. But at my heaviest, I was 210 pounds. Now, nowhere in my thought process did I think, you know what? I'm going to take 3 or 4 months to get there. I'm going to be super fantastic and I'm going to drop 80 pounds and then I'm going to go right back to the same habits I was doing before, but I'm going to keep that body. It doesn't work that way. So keep in mind that, if you want to stay healthy and lean long term, you have to find a way to create those healthy habits that are going to last a lifetime. And that's what our goal is. So now, again, we're talking about when diets are appropriate. So I actually wrote an article on this not too long ago for Fitness RX for Women online. And so I'm really just kind of going over the same things I talked about then. If you want to look up the article, you can, but here's the thought process on that. So if you are thinking about a diet, again, the first question you have to ask yourself, is it a temporary goal? Is it something that you want to do and then go back to what you were doing before? Okay, so are you completely comfortable with where you are now? In other words, do you already have a healthy lifestyle? Okay, because if you don't, then that is something that you need to work for. You need to learn to create those habits that keep you healthy and lean and get you, and not saying that you have to give up everything that you love all the time, but if drinking a glass of wine every night is something that you really enjoy, you're probably not going to get to that point of, under 15% body fat, guys. I mean, it's a real struggle to drink alcohol and get lean. Okay. So keep that in mind. So if you already live a healthy lifestyle, that's pretty much one of the first kind of stipulations that I have for when a diet's going to be appropriate, because you need to know how to live on a regular basis in a way that keeps you healthy and happy. And here's the deal. I didn't realize how crummy I actually felt when I was 210 pounds and almost 50% body fat until I really cleaned up my lifestyle, have a healthy diet, I exercise. Now when I eat something that is not really great for my body, or this processed food, or things like ice cream's a big one. I love ice cream, but I literally have to decide I'm okay feeling miserable for about 48 hours if I'm going to eat ice cream. I feel miserable when I eat crappy food. So I know that on a regular basis, that might be something I can do once in a while, but I can't do that regularly and then be okay with where I'm trying to go. Number 2, you kind of have to accept that, it's a short-term goal. Whatever it is that you're working for, if you've already got the healthy lifestyle and you're going to go on a diet, it's going to be short-term. The results are also going to be short-term. So times when that might be appropriate. If you're trying to get ready to be in a wedding, maybe it's your wedding, maybe it's somebody else's wedding, maybe it's your child's wedding. Who knows? I'm at that point in my life where kids are getting married. So it's a little scary. Also, if you've been paying any attention to my feed, I'm going to be a grandmother this year. So pretty exciting. And yes, I'm old enough, so get over it. But, so that might be a temporary goal. Maybe you're going to go on a vacation and that, you'd really like to wear a bikini, or guys, you'd like to take off your shirt for that vacation. Or for me, I diet when I get ready to get on stage. That is truly a way to focus on something that's temporary, because I know that I can't stay at a ridiculously lean option or a lean body, stage ready anyway, year round. That's just not an option. Hey, Diana. So again, you just know that it's a temporary goal. Also, your diet cannot be extreme and it cannot be dangerous, right? There's times where it's appropriate to, hi Lynette, the topic is, when is it appropriate to actually diet versus lifestyle? So if you know what's going to be part of the diet, what's incorporated with that, what the expectations are, you are going to have to sacrifice some things for a while. But anything that's extreme, like, I mean, come on, over time they've had the stupidest diets, like the cabbage soup diet. Give me a break. Like, at what point is eating absolutely no calories an okay thing? Not a fan of things like the HCG diet. What's the other one? Lean, what is the protein one? I'm just having a brain issue right there. But some of these have come up from doctors, and I find it completely inappropriate that people should be eating 500 calories a day. That's how your metabolism drops. Your metabolism will drop to meet that. So anytime that you are doing a diet where maybe you're recommended to not exercise because it's so few calories, I find that completely inappropriate. Anytime where you are honestly eating under 1,200 calories, period. I mean, you're kind of teaching your metabolism that you're not going to feed it. So your body doesn't know the difference between a diet and starvation, and it will take precautions to preserve. So your body's way of doing that is holding on to body fat. So if you're trying to drop weight, you'll probably end up dropping muscle, and that's not a great idea because muscle is a natural fat burner. Okay, so as long as you realize that, nothing extreme is going to work well, because, figure out at the end of it, not only are you probably going to gain that weight back, but most people know if we've been on multiple diets, yo-yo diets like I have, you're probably going to gain back more than you had before. And that's not really the goal, right? You also have to make sure that you walk yourself back up in calories after the diet. So, for those of us that compete on stage, we get down to a position of being either depleted, which means not a lot of carbs, or just in a position where we're not getting a lot of calories. We can't turn around and go crazy, or we're going to blow up like balloons. Same thing with anybody who goes on a diet. Once you're done, you actually have to build your metabolism back up in order to make sure that your body doesn't go, holy cow, I don't know what to do with all these calories. I think I'm going to store them as body fat. So, I call it reverse dieting, call it whatever you want. Just know that you can't go from eating like 12 or 1,400 calories to eating 2,500 calories and not expect your body to respond in a negative way. So reverse dieting has got to be part of that. You also have to eat appropriate for your body composition and your goals. Guys, I'm just not a fan of keto. I don't understand why you have to cut carbs, cut crap. That's what you have to cut. So stop eating processed food, cut out the sugar, focus on eating healthy plant-based options. You're going to find a much better result. But the more that you have to lose, you've got to kind of focus on making sure that I work with a formula depending upon where you're starting from and what your goals are. So for somebody who's got a little bit further to go, and again, I'm focused more on lifestyle versus diets. For somebody who's over 30% body fat, I use a little bit different formula, and they tend to have a little bit higher in fats, lower in carbs, and moderate proteins, versus somebody who might only have a little ways to go, might be higher in proteins, moderate carbs, and lower in fat. So it just depends, because those different macronutrients do different things. So keep that in mind, that part of the formula is not just the calories in, calories out, it's what those macronutrients do for you. If you eat too many carbs, why would your body target fat as fuel? You're already giving it enough resources in the carbohydrates for energy. It doesn't need to burn fat as fuel. So again, keep in mind that your body and where you're going might be a little bit different. Plus, we're all different. Guys, you're completely different than women. We have to work a different way. We produce a little different level of hormones than you do. So again, we kind of got to work with the individual. There is no one way to work with somebody. I don't cookie cutter anything because it doesn't work for people. So make sure that you're eating appropriate for your goals and for your composition. Also, make sure that you are medically ready to go on a diet. There's certain times where that's just not appropriate. Anytime that you've had trauma to the body, if you've had surgery, if you've just had a baby, if you've done something where, your body's at a disadvantage, an illness, it's probably not appropriate to diet, because your body needs nutrients in order to heal. And if you don't give your body those nutrients, it takes a lot longer to get back in the process, to get where you need to go, to allow your body to heal. Especially ladies, if you're building a baby, you know what, your baby will take what it needs. You will be the one left with a depleted body. So if you're not eating healthy, if you're not eating enough in order to support both you and the baby that you're building, you're going to be the one that suffers. The baby will take what it needs. So again, make sure that you are in a position where it's okay. Maybe you've gotten doctor's permission to be in a situation where you can go on a diet. If you're already living a healthy lifestyle, your doctor should have no problem, signing off on that. So also make sure that you have the time and the availability to be prepared. I find it fascinating that most people tell me, well, I don't have time to food prep. Okay, well then you don't have time to diet, because if you don't have time to live a healthy lifestyle or time to prepare your food, you're probably not going to have time to actually be consistent and on top of things when it comes to your diet. It's going to take more time. I think that here's what happens. January 1st, everybody thinks, I have a New Year's resolution. I'm going to lose this much weight. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm going to do this and this and this and this. 3 weeks in, they realize how much they've taken on, how much responsibility that's going to entail. They throw their hands in the air and give up and go, I can't do this. Versus if you already have a healthy lifestyle, you're already lifting a couple days a week, you're doing some cardio, you're eating nutritious, clean food on a regular basis, that next step of kind of tightening the reins for a diet shouldn't be a big deal. Again, the biggest reason most of us fail at dieting is because we don't have the basics under our belt. And so we're trying to take on way too many things on top of an already busy lifestyle. It just doesn't work. You have to take it step by step. So again, for me, it's just one next step. It's just, I'm already eating pretty clean on a regular basis. I just have to tighten it up a little bit. So that makes it pretty easy. And I already know how to prepare things in advance. And I know how that helps me. I have one of the busiest lifestyles I know. In order to be able to do what I want to accomplish, I have to be prepared. You cannot live healthy by chance or by the seat of your pants. It doesn't work that way. I think the more busy you are, the more essential it is to be prepared in advance. And that's probably going to mean, taking some time, scheduling some time to actually prepare your food. Make sure you get to the gym. You're better off to put some effort into each one of those categories, doing some cardio, getting some strength training, making sure you're eating nutritious food, clean food, making sure you're getting enough sleep, which I know we don't talk enough about, and doing each of those categories, maybe reducing some stress. You're going to get a better result than if you do 90 minutes of cardio on a daily basis and you don't look at any of those other categories. So, be efficient. I don't have time to not be efficient. I don't want to spend hours at the gym. I already spend plenty of time there every day because that's where I work. So when I go to lift, I want to be quick, I want to get it done, and I want to get out. So I make sure that my nutrition's down, that my cardio is getting done, that I'm getting enough sleep, those kind of things, okay? So, if you have more than, how I feel about weight loss. I'm not a big fan because, again, the scale does not tell you enough information, right? It doesn't tell you how much of that weight is water. I'm still amazed at how many people come to me and go, oh my gosh, I had a cheat meal and I'm up like 8 pounds. Why? And I'm like, it's water. When you have a cheat meal, your body retains more water, whether it's sodium, eating more carbs, your body's going to hold on to that water. You did not gain 8 pounds overnight. So if you have more than about 15 pounds to lose, again, I look more at body fat percentage, you probably shouldn't be going on a diet. That's really a time where you need to make sure that you're learning how to live a healthy lifestyle, and you probably need to take things one step at a time, change 1 or 2 habits at a time instead of, like I said, trying to change everything at once. You're going to get overwhelmed. So maybe your first 2 goals are drink more water and get to the gym a couple of days a week. And once you have that down and it feels like it's more of a lifestyle, then add something different. I usually, with new clients, take it step by step. The first thing I tell them to do is drink more water and track your food. That's it. Don't change anything, but do those 2 things. Once they have that down, then we change their macros so that they're paying attention to what, where their food is coming from and whether they're actually meeting the macros that work for their goal. Then I tell them, okay, here's a sample meal plan. Here's how I would eat clean, and here's the type of macros you should be doing for your goal. So again, baby steps versus, again, how many of us fail at that New Year's resolution? A good portion of us, right? I think they say like 90% of us fail at our New Year's goals within the first couple of weeks. So if you're really struggling, you might want to find a professional to help you, kind of guide you. My biggest obstacle when I first started, because I mean, come on, I spent years, I went on my first diet at age 12. I spent years and years struggling because I tried all this garbage that media would tell you, you know, eat 1,200 calories, you know, try this, try that, take this pill, and it just doesn't work. It was education. If you're not sure what direction to go, find a professional in your area. I do online coaching all the time just because sometimes people just need a guide of where to go and a little bit of accountability, and that works great. There's a reason why the trainer still uses a trainer. My trainer kicks my butt, keeps me accountable, and makes sure that if things aren't going quite right, the direction that I'm looking for, he knows that he needs to change some things. So that's possibly what you need. You might need to invest in yourself. And don't tell me that you don't have the money, because I know that we're all spending money on Starbucks and some other garbage, eating out a couple times a week. Take that money. We call it the latte factor, right? If you're spending $6 a day on a latte, you can afford a professional to help get you in the direction that you need to go. So there is a time and place for a diet to be appropriate. But hopefully those guidelines help you a little bit so that you know that, you know, if you've got a ways to go, you probably need to start taking things one step at a time and work more for the lifestyle versus using a diet. And again, if you only have a few pounds to go and you're just trying to fit into something for a special occasion, then a diet might be appropriate. But if you're not sure, contact a professional, somebody that has some experience that can help you with that. So have an incredible evening, you guys. Until next week, that is Q&A Wednesday. And if you have questions or a comment, please leave something below. You know, I get my best ideas from you guys. And I do post this when I'm done. So if you are just jumping on here, when I'm finished, I'll make sure that it gets uploaded. Also, my web guy, Dan, he's amazing. Every Thursday, he takes what I've just done and he uploads it to YouTube and posts it to my website, which is fillmorefitness.com. So if you missed it, you can either hop on my Facebook page or you can go to my website as well and you can find the information. So have an incredible night, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.